Hey, listen, if you thought the iPhone 12 and 13 series got silently more expensive after the red tape, it seems the trend will continue, because yes, we have a couple of new reports detailing why the iPhone 14 might be getting more expensive, and it all sounds like excuses. A new leak lets us know what to expect from the OnePlus 10 Ultra and some of their other phones, and the next Galaxy Flip might be getting some slight but appreciated upgrades, if you know what I mean. I'm Jaime Rivera, and listen, Monday was so boring that I'm sure you can't blame us for skipping the day with news and focusing on publishing the review. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today are non-existent, so let's begin with some Apple Watch leaks, because yeah, that is how thin news have been lately. Anyways, there's been a ton of back and forth over the new features we'll be getting, and there's one rumor that keeps coming back, and yes, it's the body temperature sensor. I'm glad it's not something that'll cost somebody a pair of eyebrows, but on a new series of tweets, Quo claims that Cupertino canceled this feature for the Series 7 because their algorithm failed to qualify before entering the EVT stage last year. Now, Quo claims that Apple Watch Series 8 could bring the feature if the algorithm can meet Apple's high requirements before mass production begins. And I know this doesn't guarantee anything either. Apparently, the challenge here is that skin temperature varies quickly depending on the outside environments, like duh. But since the smartwatch can't rely on hardware to measure your core temperature on its own, it needs an excellent algorithm to go with it. Finally, Quo mentions that Sammy is facing the same challenge, and the next Galaxy Watch would also have to skip this feature due to algorithm limitations. So yeah, let's see which company gets it right first, because honestly, I'm even starting to debate why we want this. And speaking of Samsung, let's talk about their smaller foldable, the Z Flip, or should I say the Flip as it should have always been called. And I read some comments complaining about me calling it Sammy, like, dude, you're complaining against the entire internet, not just me. But anyway, so far, most of the foldable rumors have gone to the larger sibling, but new reports have been piling up for the Flip the past few days. First off, we got a new report from Galaxy Club claiming that the Flip 4 will have a slightly larger battery. They say that it'll bring two batteries actually, with the main pack being of 903 mAh with the other one being of 2400. That brings a total of 3303, which means 103 more than last year, and hopefully that will be significant if there are efficiency updates with the processor. Now, speaking of slightly larger upgrades, we also have a new tweet from Ross Young talking about the cover display. Young mentions that the Flip 4 will bring a larger cover display at 2 inches rather than 1.9, and just to give you some perspective, before the first iPhone was launched in 2007, 2 inches was the standard smartphone display, by the way. Now, even if it doesn't sound like much, it could translate to something better than what we expect when we hear that, but I don't know. It'll all depend on the user interface. Let's switch on to the OnePlus 10 series, and I am glad that it is being called a series as of now. And by the way, our review of the 10 Pro is live, so make sure you check that out. And yes, I did read your comparison requests. Those are coming next as well. We have a new tweet from Yogesh Brar where he gives us details for multiple phones, starting with the regular 10. Some new rumors claim that it'll arrive in 2 different chipset configurations, with the MediaTek Dimensity 9000 or the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, depending on the market. OnePlus is also working on mid-range phones with Dimensity 8000 or Snapdragon 888s, probably the Nord series, and they're also working on a phone with the Snapdragon 7 Gen 1. But the most important part of the tweet is when we start talking about the OnePlus 10 Ultra. He claims that it's getting into testing phase and that the company's focus will be on the cameras, with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 Plus powering the show. And this goes along with those schematics from Tech Insider that showed a periscopic camera on the 10 Ultra, as this will probably be the main upgrade. And let me just say that if it's true, I'm going to be a happy guy, because if you watch my review, that's the main reason I thought the 10 Pro was good, but needed a little help. And finally, for the hottest news today, let's talk about the iPhone 14 series and its price tag, which might not be good. We talked about the fact that there's a new model coming with the Max, but then the Mini's getting killed, which means that the prices are also bound to get some tweaking. On his latest video, John Prosser mentioned how the rumored price tags for the 14 series are $799 for the regular 14, $899 for the 14 Max, $1099 for the iPhone 14 Pro, and then $1199 for the Pro Max. And while everything points that these should be cheaper phones, with the regular models bringing last year's chip and BOE displays and other corners being cut. I think there's sort of an explanation, or should I say an excuse. A new report from Phone Arena goes into the fact that even if Apple had a strong first quarter, things aren't going so good for Q2. Not only did they lose the Russian revenue stream, but there's a ton of production issues coming from Chinese lockdowns, and they're assuming this will shave $4 to $8 billion in their revenue. So, due to these issues, apparently Apple needs to raise the prices in local currency if exchange rates don't change by them. The thing about it is, the last time they raised prices like that, it had a negative effect on their demand, like if you remember the iPhone XR, which the iPhone 11 by contrast became a sleeper hit because of the price drop, which was actually the first time that Apple ever dropped prices. But anyways, in today's question, let us know, what do you think about these prices? Because honestly, given the change, I think the iPhone 14 should be priced like the Mini, and the 14 Max should be the price of the 13. And in the case of the Pros, I don't even know what to tell you, because I still don't feel that they're worth that amount of money. But that's just me. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me debate news sometimes. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.